The Lehigh Valley Sporting Clays is actually a sporting clay course. It's around an abandoned limestone quarry back from the 1800s. We have a 1-mile paved course around the facility that we have over 100 trap machines, clay target throwers, throwing different presentations. I'm also chairman of the NRA Board of Directors Disabled Shooting Sports Committee. And as part of the committee, we were looking at things to do and work with our disabled. So I volunteered the facility as a test facility for the Disabled Shooting Sports Committee to test out best practices.
Well, they put ramps in stations that otherwise you'd have steps to get to. As you can see, they paved the whole area here, so it's all wheelchair accessible, easier to roll around and get from station to station. They built a whole slew of new stations, all with ramps down in the back end. And he just keeps on looking for more and more ideas to help us out. He has a station over there that has a ramp to it to try to get us into the stations instead of a side of them, something else he's working on. So the guy really goes out of his way.
People don't realize how difficult it can be sometimes with curbs. I mean, a simple curb can be a nightmare for somebody in a wheelchair. This facility here at Lehigh Valley Sporting Clays is unbelievably accommodating. Everything is blacktop. There are very few targets that we can't get into. Ramps to everything. The staff is unbelievable. The owner, Bill, is just an outstanding human being. I mean, his generosity and what he's done for us is just unbelievable.
And Bill opens up the course once a month to people with disabilities, and the only thing he asks in return for free shooting is to give feedback on how they can make the course more accessible. And then also, if anybody is using one of the donated scooters or wheelchairs, to try to match up the best disability to the type of equipment. And then what he's going to do, and shortly, because we've been doing this a while, is give that information out to every range owner in the country for free.
So we want to let people know that through most disabilities we can get you shooting. I mean, we have individuals with one arm, and they can load the gun, unload the gun. They can shoot as good as we can. In most cases, we don't even consider it as a disability. My friend Chuck, he can outshoot me, and he makes no bones about it. And it's amazing that how he's learned to, without the dexterity of finger and contact, of trying Velcro and duct tape and two-sided tape to help him pull the trigger, of how he just can slap the trigger when the gun's pointing at the target. He's adapted.
The biggest difference is versus individuals who is standing. They can pivot on the ball of their front foot, their lead foot, and swing 180 degrees. Where when you're sitting, your window, the swing of the shotgun is about 50% less. So setting up, knowing where we're going to break the target and setting your chair up. For a right-handed shooter, for instance, we can shoot from our dead left to our middle before the gun starts falling away. So we're always kind of canted to where we're going to hit. That's the biggest difference I found.
The water aspect, this is an old limestone quarry, I believe, and the views are just incredible with the limestone walls and the old structures that they left in place. Targets are coming out of windows and next to towers, and it is just so well done. I can't say enough about it.
Well, one thing is a lot of people with spinal cord injuries, myself included, especially an incomplete injury like I have, you get a lot of spinal cord pain in areas that you normally wouldn't feel because of the injury. So when you're out here doing this kind of stuff, you don't feel that pain. You're out in the outdoors, which I really love to do, and you're not feeling that pain because you've got your mind on other things. So it helps with that.
How have I seen it grow? Well, it just started the fun shoot last year, and basically people I seen were from Good Shepherd since we helped them with some of the stuff, but in the last year the people have been coming from everywhere. So The word's starting to get out a little bit more and more, which is a great thing. And we're seeing more and more people almost every shoot.
A lot of times people come out and shoot for the first time, and when they shoot for the first time, they're hooked. There's just no two ways about it. If you come once, you'll come many, many times.
We had one individual in a wheelchair that basically said this is the first time he ever shot off the ground. He had actually tears in his eyes because he could get up 10 feet in the air on our elevated stations. And these have very long ramps that take us up 10, 12 feet off the ground. We had another individual, we have a track wheelchair that allows you to go off-road, off the pavement, and predominantly we bought it for hunting opportunities for the disabled, so they get out into the field. And what's unique about our track chair is it stands. And we had an individual says, this is the first time I stood in 9 years by being elevated in that, and you couldn't get him out of the chair. He drove it around for 2 days for one of our big events we had here. We're located right here in Allentown. We're actually about 10 minutes out of Allentown. It's easy access off the northeast extension of the PA Turnpike. We're an hour from Philadelphia, an hour and a half from New York City. We have people from all over the country, and I think over 40 countries actually have been here already. Our website is lvsclays.com, short for Lehigh Valley Sporting Clays, and phone number 610-261-9616.
Well, that's going to wrap up this week's show from Weaver's Archery in Middleburg. Don't tell Keith, but I snuck back in the video room. We're going to take one more shot and see how I do. We want to thank Keith and Weaver's Archery in Middleburg for sponsoring the show. Also want to thank North Point Auto and Equipment and Sickler's Bike and Sport Shop in Kingston and Clark Summit. So here we go, one more shot. I know this is going to be the best shot of the day. Oh yeah, right on. We'll see you next week in the great outdoors. I'm getting better.
This has been another locally produced show by Fox 56, CW38, My TV, and Me TV, the leading producer of local programming.